All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. So Neil Young gets his wish. Spotify removes his music, thus ending his small revenue stream over on Spotify. Keep in mind that Neil Young sold, I believe, half of his rights regarding his catalog to a company called Hypnosis, which is very appropriate since it's been in the news lately that hypnosis is not a thing. See how it all works together in concert? It's just delicious irony, actually. Anyway, so old Neil probably made a whole bunch of money and figured, look, I'm going to be self-righteous. I don't want to be associated with Joe Rogan. Now, of course, Spotify wasn't going to take Rogan down because they're making money off of Rogan. Are they making any money off of Neil Young? Probably not a lot, maybe a little bit, but Neil's not making all that money because, again, and I would agree with somebody who's complaining about revenue from Spotify, it's a mere pittance of what it should be, and these artists should be compensated for their work appropriately. They used to be, but that revenue stream pretty much drying up. Hence, that's why live performance is so important. And that's why selling your catalog at this stage to somebody who's going to put it into movies and TV shows and probably pharmaceutical commercials, right? Because we see that all the time. So this isn't really surprising. This is interesting, though, because a very wise friend of mine was talking with me yesterday, off the record about all this stuff. And it's just, again, wondering, like Van Morrison has said recently, where have all the rebels gone? These are the guys in the 60s who were railing against the Vietnam War, railing on behalf of true civil rights in this country, doing things and saying things that were abrasive, but were needed. And that's why free speech is such a good thing. What is Neil Young's complaint here? Misinformation. Did anyone run around the late 60s and say, maybe the CIA did, right? That's disinformation. As soon as you hear the establishment saying it's disinformation, that means you're over the target. That means you're saying something that needs to be said. By the way, even if you say things that aren't necessarily true or say they're partly true, that should still be protected speech. I'm sorry. Maybe you got a couple of the details wrong. And this is what the media does. They swoop in and they're like, well, he said this, but then he said that. So the entire thing, fact check, false, and of course, who's running these fact checking sites? They're all connected with oligarchs, and they're all connected with media corporations, which want you to just walk in perfect lockstep with what they have to say. So again, Spotify keeps Rogan and just gets rid of Neil Young. I don't know anymore what has really happened to much of the community that used to be very anti-establishment. They've all just become the establishment. I don't know if it's in the gene pool where you just get to a certain age and you flip the script completely, and then you make everybody else, typically working class people, by the way, you make them out to be the problem. Look, Neil Young, do I like his music? Some of it I like. He's not my super cup of tea there. I would prefer Stephen Stills over Neil Young if I were going to rank all of those CSNY guys. Stephen Stills, guitar playing, really interesting. CSN as a band, really good. CSNY as a band, pretty good. Really, those harmonies, though, in that music focus on those other three guys rather than Neil Young. I think it was Randy Bachman that told Neil Young at some point, just screw it. So you don't have the greatest voice. Neither do I. I'm just going to go out there and do a good job, and hopefully people will like what I've got to say and sing. And sure enough, BTO, Guess Who? Those things were really good. Of course, you had Randy Bachman, who I think could sing maybe a little bit better than Neil Young, just a little bit. And then you had this guy by the name of Burton Cummings who could really sing better than both of them. So In any event, Neil Young definitely has written some great songs. Heart of Gold is one of my favorite Neil Young songs. Long May You Run. I mean, there are some great moments, and I'm not critiquing all of his music and saying it all stinks. It doesn't. But again, this is one of those moments where you just say, what is more important in the world right now? Neil Young's music or the ability to communicate vital information that could possibly save someone's life? And listening to Joe Rogan these days is an important way to get the other side of the story, since it's just a one-sided daily assault. And should I even go into the hypnotic stuff again? No, but it is, again, a little ironic that Neil Young sold his catalog to a company called Hypnosis. Anyway, that's my video. Thanks to all the new subscribers coming on board. Patreon, $1 a month if you want to subscribe to the channel and also donate. That's a way you can do it to keep the channel going. Things have been going pretty well lately. Those Clapton interviews, interesting, really interesting to get the global response that this channel got. It's a little frightening, but we keep on keeping on. See you soon.